This is Andi Purewal for Boxing News, joined by Opetaia here in London. Joy, it's good to see you. How was the journey over from the other side of the world?
Oh, it was a bit stressful, man. We rocked up a bit late to the press conference, but we got here, so that's all that matters.
I see you got here, you're safe and sound. Obviously, the fight to look ahead for on October 12th. Before we come on to all that good stuff, quite an interesting press conference. I don't know if you arrived prior to Chris Eubank Jr.'s kind of scathing rant towards promoters. What did you make of that?
Oh, man, sometimes it's, I'm not bad-mouthing any promoters, but sometimes it is like that, fighters feel like they're fucking treated like pawns, you know what I mean? We mean nothing to promoters sometimes, but it is what it is, his experience is his experience, so it is what it is.
His experience is his, and obviously yours is yours, and you get ready now, October 12th. Jack Massey, talk to me about this fight. I know it's not the one you wanted. You want Chris Billam-Smith, you wanted Zurdo Ramirez, you wanted a title. How are you finding kind of staying focused though on this task at hand, get through that, and obviously then you can look towards those fights again?
Man, those fights will come. I believe they'll come, but I've never picked my fights. You know what I mean? Whoever the Sheikh tells me to fight, that's who I'm fighting. So, I'm just happy to be here, part of these Riyadh seasons. These are massive, massive cards. Beterbiev and Bivol, that's huge. I was a boxing fan of myself, and just the technical side of things. I'm really, I'm keen to watch the fight, but also honoured to be a part of it as well. So, I'm pumped.
How much of Jack Massey do you know, Joy? Obviously, he fought Joseph Parker, which I'm sure you're aware of. Outside of that, how much of him do you know? What do you know about him stylistically?
Man, I know he's a tough guy. He's durable. He's got a good engine. In no way am I expecting an easy fight. This is his chance to become a world champion. So I'm expecting the best version of Jack Massey. So let's get it on, man. I've prepared for 12 hard rounds.
I'm going to ask you, Joe, Chris Billam-Smith has been here today. Have you managed to bump into him at all?
No, I've seen him in the crowd, but, man, I've got no beef with Chris Billam-Smith. People keep asking me about him. I just want to fight for belts, keep winning fights. I'm here for business. I'm not here for a holiday. I'm here to win a fight, get paid, go home to my family.
What do you make of his fight with Zurdo Ramirez?
Oh, it's good. It's good to see other champions fighting other champions. Obviously I wish it was me, but, I am a bit spewing because I did want to collect the belts one by one. You know what I mean? It would have been good to sort of collect them and then, have no excuses. But it is what it is. I'm looking forward to fighting the winner.
I know the WBC title was going to be fought for in the coming weeks, but let's say if an opportunity presents itself, you come through Jack Massey, maybe you fight for the WBC as well. Do you think you could see then a unification for you have two titles, whoever wins out of Billam-Smith, Zurdo has two titles, and then you can just make an undisputed? Do you think that might be aligned at all?
I don't know, man. Fuck, seriously. I'll fight anyone, you know what I mean? I'll fight for the belts. Like I said, the Sheikh tells me to fight him, I'm fighting him. You know what I mean? Give me the card and I'll get ready for it. And whoever they put in the ring with me is who they put in the ring with me. You know what I mean? I haven't got time to be sitting around, arguing over who's this and that. You know what I mean? I'm just ready to fight. So when they're ready, let's go.
You mentioned Bivol Beterbiev earlier on. We did an interview, I think it's about 6 months ago, if that, where you mentioned kind of your admiration for Dmitry Bivol. There's not many fighters who you watch, but you said he's somebody you like to watch. What do you make of his bout with Beterbiev?
Man, this is an awesome fight. Stylistically, this fight, the walk forward fighter against the guy that just keeps cutting angles. It's awesome, as a boxing fan and, the science of the sport, there's a little hype around the heavyweights because they hit so hard. But this, as a chess match and as a, as the science of the boxing sports, this is a great fight. This is a great matchup, and I'm honestly, I'm honoured to be a part of such a huge fight like this, you know what I mean? Any real boxing fan that knows the styles and, the statistics and stuff like that, this fight's massive, so it's good to be here.
I spoke to Dmitry earlier and I mentioned obviously Turki Al-Sheikh said in the past that provided or if Dmitry was to beat Beterbiev, he'd love to make a fight between him and yourself. And he said that, it's a fight which has been spoken about. He just wants to concentrate on Beterbiev first though, but it could happen at some point.
Definitely, man. Why not? That's a fight that I would love to happen. I respect Bivol, you know, respectfully. I would love to share the ring with him, you know, and it's that again, you know what I mean, that chess match, that stylistic fight that people watch over and over again, you know what I mean? Then they're the fights that I grew up watching, you know, that my old man, my trainer would make me watch them and go, see this, see what he does, and they get out their pen and paper and they take notes. That's the type of fighter I want to be, you know what I mean? I want to be the fighter that a trainer shows their fighter and says, this is what you're meant to do. You know, we want to put on clinics and fight smart. So to have a fight like that, it would just be huge.
It's an interesting topic you raised there, Joy, because obviously, especially since you've really burst onto the scene in these last 2-3 years, a lot of people have been used to seeing you a bit more kind of aggressive, a bit more kind of firefights, if you will. Do you prefer the kind of a technical style, the technical fight over that aggressive nature?
Man, I think just, you know, the way it's all happened and panned out, you know, like the fight over in London was a big build-up, and, you know, we sort of went there to make a statement. You know, the Zurdo fight, I clipped him early, which was an early knockout, you know what I mean? But, you know, the knockouts just sort of come, you know what I mean? I just focus on trying to fight smart, and you know, even when I fought Zurdo, like, I wasn't so much trying to, you know, I was just trying to set punches up, like a lot of foot movement and stuff like that. But it is what it is. The knockouts come, they come. But I like to think of myself as a good boxer.
Joy, just moving away from yourself, and you mentioned kind of everybody's in awe of that heavyweight division because of the big boys, big punchers. What did you make of Daniel Dubois' stoppage victory against Anthony Joshua this past weekend?
Man, you got to give respect where it's due. You know what I mean? You got to take your hat off to Dubois. Good on him. You know what I mean? He's only young. What is he? He's 27. You know, mixing it up there. He's now a world champion heavyweight. So, man, I'll give respect to both fighters. You know, Anthony Joshua as well, the way he holds himself. You know, and it's just made the heavyweight division even bigger as well. You know what I mean? It's awesome for the sport. So,
was it a shock to you?
It was a bit like the way it happened. Yeah, I wasn't expecting that. Yeah.
Joy, just before we wrap this up, there's one fight I want to get your thoughts on. Usyk Fury 2. How does it play out?
I'm excited for that one too. You know, Fury said he was feeling comfortable in the first one, and you know, I feel like if he goes back to the drawing board and corrects a few things, I feel like we're going to see a better fight. You know, but Usyk's still an animal. You know what I mean? I feel like a good big fighter is always going to be a good small fighter if they fight properly. You know what I mean? So he's just got to work on a few things and see what happens.
I just want to throw one more at you, Joy. Joseph Parker said he'd love to face Daniel Dubois after this past weekend. How would you rate your man Joe's chances against Daniel?
Definitely, man. I feel like Joseph Parker should be up there for sure. You know, I feel like he deserves his shot. You know what I mean? He's coming off a couple of great performances. You know, I'm keen to see him in there. You know, I reckon that's the fight to make for sure.
All right, Joy, listen, I appreciate your time now. Enjoy the rest of your time here in London. Good luck with the rest of camp and good luck on October 12th.
Thank you. Thanks for having me, man.